Hi everyone, this is the Focus Spender, and today I'm going to be talking about money management for couples and an app that you can use to manage it all. But first, if you're new to my channel, I would love for you to subscribe. My channel is all about getting out of debt, staying out of debt, organizing your personal finances, and increasing your net worth. So let's get started. So a little bit about me. I am in a relationship and I do live with my boyfriend. And so right now we are just trying to figure out the best ways that we can manage our money together. And we've been going back and forth with a couple of different options. I do have a blog post on my website, focusspender.com, where I talk about the different ways you can manage your money as a couple. And the ways they are one, all in it together, where you are merging your finances 100%, your savings account, your checkings account, your credit cards, everything. And this is typically for people who are married. And then we have yours, mine, and ours. And that's basically where you each have your own separate bank accounts and your own separate checking accounts, but you do have some shared accounts together where you're managing your shared expenses. And the third model is keeping it separate, where all of your finances are completely separate. You have your own bank accounts, your own savings accounts, your own credit cards, etc. And you just come together when bills are due. Maybe you pay some bills, the other person pays the other bills, and then you share expenses. You might split expenses, like I paid for dinner, so you pay for the next dinner, or I paid for dinner and now I'm going to send you a Venmo request. So right now we are at the keeping it separate stage and we're moving towards the yours, mine, and ours. But like I said, we were just trying to really figure out how we were going to do this in the most efficient way possible. So the way we're currently doing it, or the way we had been doing it, is that in the perfect world, we would do this every month, but what was happening is that every few months, we would each sit down and look at our bank accounts and try and go through all of our transactions and say, okay, this one is for both of us, that one's for both of us. Let's divide it in two and try and reconcile who owes what to the other person. And honestly, that gets tedious. The reason why we weren't doing it every month is because who wants to do that? It just takes too much time. So I was getting a little frustrated one day and I was literally about to text my friend because I know she was using this one app where her and her husband, every time they would make a purchase that was for both of them, they would go into the app and log it in and then say, okay, this is how much you owe me. Which again is still kind of tedious because that means you have to remember to go into the app and type in your expense. So literally 2 days after I got the thought, okay, I have to text this girl, I got an email from a company called Ask Zeta. It was like they were reading my mind. Ask Zeta is a money management tool specifically designed for couples. So think of it as the mint.com for couples, where you are linking your bank accounts and tracking your transactions automatically. Instead of it just going into your own mint.com account, you would have a shared Ask Zeta account. So you and your partner would either have one account where you log all of your information together, or you would have two Ask Zeta accounts and then they would be merged together after the fact. And so in the tool, what you do when you start using it, you link your bank accounts, you tell them what accounts are shared and what accounts are separate. And then from there, you can decide if this is a separate account, you can say, I want my partner to see the shared expenses, or I want them to see all of my expenses. And if it's an account that you have together, obviously you both would have access to the accounts. The way I have it set up is that he doesn't see any of my transactions unless it's something that is for the both of us to pay for. So I'll go in, I'll tag him in it, and then I can decide the split. When you set up the account, you can say, I want to split all transactions that are shared 50-50, or maybe you want to do it 60-40. However you want to do it, you can set a default. But when you have your individual transactions, you can say whether or not you want it to be the default split, or if you want to go in and make a custom split. So for example, we were at Target and we made a purchase, and it was mostly for things that were for the house, but then I bought some conditioner for my hair that was like $16, and he's never going to use that conditioner, so there's no reason for us to split that. So what I need to do is the transaction is going to pop up. I can subtract out the $16 that I spent and then split the rest. And so it'll track exactly how much he owes me or how much I owe him. Let's say that your partner does not want to sign up for the app because that happens, you can still sign up for the app and still track how much that person owes you, and you can still tag the expenses and do the splits. So what'll happen is that when you're in the app, you will go to the section that says split transactions, and you'll see the listing of all the things that the person owes you, and as they pay you back, you can click on mark paid or remove. So you can still use it even if that person isn't completely sold on using the app. Transparent moment here. My boyfriend is not into these types of things. He doesn't use Mint. He doesn't use Personal Capital. He doesn't use Facebook, Instagram, anything tech like that. He's just really not into it. So I've been using the app. I've been tracking our expenses, and literally every time we are out and we're like, okay, this expense is for both of us, I say, hey, if you just sign up for Ask Zeta, then we could track this much easier. So I'm tracking all of my expenses, and I already know what's going to happen. When we sit down to review our finances again, and he's going through all of his transactions, and I'm literally saying, this is how much you owe me, it's going to be like, oh, maybe I should try it out, because that's what always happens. If you would like to download the Ask Zeta app, I do have a link below. The app is 100% free to use. It's free now. Hopefully it's free forever, but it's a free app. You don't have to worry about paying for it. There's no ads in the app, so you can just feel free to download it. Like I said, it's just like using mint.com where you're linking your bank accounts. So if you're already using a tool like Mint, where you're linking your bank accounts, you should feel completely comfortable to use this app. I hope you enjoyed this video. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and share it with your friends. And you can also find me on social media at Focus Spender on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. Thanks. Bye-bye.